At KFMA.com. You want it? You got it. Reality radio done right. No nonsense, real and raw, just like you like it.
He's corrupt, he's inexperienced, and he lies.
Broadcasting from a broom closet in the Arizona Lotus Studios, it's Beef Vegan Presents.
Yeah, welcome back to the show. It's Beef Vegan Presents Live on Rock 102.1 KFMA, streaming worldwide at KFMA.com on this beautiful Thursday, June 29th. Good morning, Rico.
Good morning.
And good morning, Tucson. Thank you guys for tuning into the show. We're a few days away from the extended weekend, and I hope you guys have a bunch of barbecue plans and pool activities, or just get the hell out of the town as it's on fire because 4th of July is upon us, and we're counting down the days ourselves. It being, I guess, the tail end of June going into July. If it's your first summer, welcome to hell. But, the rest of us, we know the deal. We know the gist. It is.
I'll show you.
Yeah, it's the time. It's the hottest time of year. It's going to continue to get hot before it gets cool. I personally enjoy it for the most part because I'm a morning person. So the sun being up early and not having to bundle up to step out the door or shivering while I wake up is a benefit to get ready for the show. And in the wintertime, it's kind of more of a pain in the ass, but it's the worst case scenario if the power goes out, right?
Oh, that's always fun.
Yeah. Have you ever been in an extended power outage during summer or monsoon?
It's the worst, man.
It is the worst.
The worst.
Yeah. And apparently there was over 4,000 people that were suffering without power yesterday for no reason whatsoever. TEP is investigating the cause of a large number of power outages, but the good news is the power is back, and hopefully they got their AC, their alarm clocks reset. The areas were around the east side for the most part, around Park Place Mall, and then over by.
Did it go full on Mad Max for a minute there?
I don't know, man. Over 4,400 customers lost power during that. But again, they have no reason why. They don't understand why. And I hope it's not them tweakers, man. I hope them tweakers aren't messing with our power.
Tweakers or Russia.
Look, I would say, if you're a tweaker out there listening and you're vengeful about people who have air conditioning, and you're actively going out there to try to take out the power so other people can know how you feel. Let's just say this. They do have cooling centers around town. Tucson is one of the very few cities in the desert area that actually has these, government operated cooling centers where you can go in and escape the heat.
Really?
Yes. And there's several of them all around town. And this is just a good way to kind of keep people alive during a very murderous summer. So, I say this because, again, if you're a homeless tweaker, you don't have to take revenge against people who are just scraping by to pay an overly exaggerated electric bill just so they don't melt in the summer heat. Because you can go to the cooling center and know that, it's going to be okay.
That's definitely going to work, Beef. Thank you.
Yeah. That's how I had to start it off. I'm sorry.
Just walk 10 miles to the cooling center.
Yeah, well,
come on.
They can take a bus. It's free. Transportation in this town is free as well. Right? Yes, there is AC in this town. And I'm sorry. Look, I might be starting off the show as a little cranky this morning. I have several things going through my mind. First and foremost, obviously, with the summer, things are a little tighter. And my budget is super tight, so it's hard to breathe sometimes. I got a vacation coming up right around the corner where I'm like, I don't even want to go because I don't want to even spend $1. I need $1. I had Rap GPT come up with basically a remix of Aloe Black's I Need $1 just to help me express my pain. But to add insult to injury, I'll give you one last update of the Dunkin' Donuts girl.
Oh,
yeah. So as you recall, last week, I was just musing a little bit. I felt like the girl at the Dunkin' Donuts that I went through every day, had a little thing for me because she was super nice, over the top nice, kind of flirtatious. And, I mentioned this on the air, and one of our lovely listeners, Gina, actually goes to the same Dunkin' Donuts and knows which Dunkin' Donuts I go to and brought it up to her attention. And then the very next day, we had that awkward interaction, and I didn't know she was going to essentially.
I heard your song.
Yeah, well, no, that was before the song. So I was essentially gonna be like, okay, are you gonna confirm your feelings? And she's like, no, I'm just really good at my job. I have no feelings. I'm like, oh, that's cool. Neither do I. And then we made a song about it. And she did see the song. But she saw it on the podcast broadcast stream, which the audio was even really great on that because the way that we recorded it that time. So it wasn't
girl, wait on the mix and master. Don't worry.
Yeah. It wasn't the best representation of what we could do with that song. And that song was fine. But she was upset, I guess, because now she is making it perfectly clear that she has no interest in me whatsoever, to the point where it's almost rude. And I know what you might be thinking out there, like, why don't I just go to a Dunkin' Donuts? Well, that's my Dunkin' Donuts. Why didn't she go to another Dunkin' Donuts?
Good point.
Yeah, I've been going to that Dunkin' Donuts before she started working that window.
You're keeping that place, the lights are running because of you.
In fact, yeah, she is the third Dunkin' Donuts girl that I felt like had a crush on me at that exact location. And I know that once she transfers, I'm sure the next girl I might feel like has a crush on me as well. It's a me problem. I understand that. But at the same time, I'm not going to go out of my way on my daily routine.
Why should you?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm the customer. Am I always right? But yeah, she would get to the point where before this, my thoughts were exposed to the public. She would get to the point where I would roll up. I wouldn't even have to order. She'd be like, "Good morning, roll through. I got you." Like super nice.
Hi, my favorite person.
Yeah. Now I'm rolling through the drive-through Dunkin', and I'm sitting at the drive-through for like 30 seconds, and then I would just be like, "Hello," and she'd be like, "Yeah, trying to roll around." I'm like, "Oh." All right. And then, I have this thing where I don't need the receipt, right? I don't need this mile-long paper receipt just cluttering up my car. I know what I'm paying for each and every day. And she was good on not giving me a receipt. Now she's like, "Take the effing receipt." And then I have to give it back to her. Like, "No, you take it." And then she's like, "Well, it's your receipt." And like, come on, man. Just take the receipt.
You guys are like divorced, and the only thing keeping you together at all is like the kid.
Yeah,
which is the donut.
Basically, it's not the donut. It's the coffee. It's that sweet, delicious poison. And yeah, I mean, if it wasn't for that, I'd be like, "Girl, I don't know,
hit the road."
So yeah, I mean, apparently, like our little non-existent love affair is over. The honeymoon's been over, and now I'm kind of getting the side eye, and it's a weird day, weird way to start off your day in the morning. Kind of, it's almost like rolling through with an ex-girlfriend, a jaded lover, even though I don't even know this girl's name.
I don't even care anymore, though.
Well, no,
I want to know her name.
I totally do care. I think she missed out on a wonderful opportunity.
Just roll through next time with like a Dutch Brothers cup. And be like, "Oh, I forgot I already have coffee."
Yeah, just roll through and be like, "I just want a cup of water."
Please. It's hot out here.
Yeah, and then she hands to me. I will need a receipt this time. So why don't you print up a receipt for this cup of water?
Go full petty. Oh God.
All right. Well, we got a great show lined up for you. So don't forget, we are giving away tickets for the culinary experience for Iron Chef. That's going to be happening a little bit later on. Of course, we got your F My Lifes. It is Thursday, so Rap GPT will be back with another live Grant seems to be a little quicker for me. Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the podcast broadcast stream. Please welcome back our in-studio guest. He is a finalist going up against the champion, Chef Kenneth Foy for Dante's Fire. We got Chef Devon Saunders from Zio Peppe. Am I saying Saunders right?
Sanner, actually. S-A-N-N-E-R, like sinner, but with an A.
Oh, Sanner. I tried to make it sound like fancy, like you went to French Culinary Institute, even though Sonoran Italian is your specialty. And of course, I wasn't surprised at all that you made it to the finals based off Meet the Chef. Your dish at Meet the Chef was fantastic. It was innovating in a way. It was like a Mexican ravioli on a mole sauce. Right.
So we had a little a black bean coulis showcasing a girasole, a stuffed pasta. It's sunflower in Italian, stuffed with birria and shrimp and chili ricotta, a little black bean coulis, piquillo pepper puree, lime crema, avocado salsa, house-made Sonoran chili crisp. Yeah, it's pulling out all the stops on that.
ASMR right now.
Flavors, color.
I tried to, as a layman, I tried to like describe it. It's so way off. Like the
delicious ravioli.
The list of ingredients is just amazing, and the flavor was fantastic. The presentation was amazing too, and it was a no-brainer that you were going to make it to the finals. And now you're going to be going up against Chef Ken, and it's going to be a little bit different because now it's cooking within an hour, coming up with 5 courses, and having your crew on the same page, and the bright lights of the stage, the whole thing. It really turns it into an actual like competition. It's like a sporting event. Because not only do you have to be a great chef, you have to be a great captain, of your crew and leading all this through. Now, of course, being a restaurant owner and, a chef in your own kitchen gives you that experience already. You know what it's like to be in the weeds. Essentially, it's like that, right?
Yeah.
Is there any nerves going into an event like this?
Well, you always get psyched up for competition, and there's stakes on the line and bragging rights, and it's squaring up against a friend and respected colleague as well. So you want to bring the A game and give the fans what they want to, and so it's a little bit kitchen crucible there, and brand new stage, and it'll be a fun show.
Yeah. Now, speaking of, we're talking with Chef Devon from Zio Peppe, and you're talking about the stage, and no, what was the one thing I was just that captured my mind. I'm already
so much food on the mind. We're just
I know.
Ugh.
Okay, no. So speaking going into this competition, okay. So Chef Ken, last year got cherries thrown at him for the secret ingredient. Right now, he's saying he'd rather have a center of the plate ingredient would be ideal for him. Is there a certain ingredient? Because each year for Iron Chef, they tell you what the secret ingredient is like the day or two before, so you could kind of prepare for it. Is there an ideal secret ingredient that you would hope for going into this final?
Gosh, my crew and I, we feel comfortable working in a lot of different idioms and different national cuisines and whatnot. So I think, whatever they throw at us, we'll have a game plan for it.
Right.
But so much of it is adapt and overcome. Whether you know the ingredient or not, you can have failure of your equipment and you just redirect. So it's all about like in-game decisions and making your adjustments. That being said, I don't know if I want to go the full Brer Fox here and Brer Rabbit. No, please, not chilies. Don't throw me chilies.
Yeah.
Oh, please, no.
Don't throw me. What's on my specials almost every other night? Oh, yes, I know. And Zio Peppe is a fantastic restaurant there on the east side that specializes in fine dining Italian food that is infused with the Sonoran flavors and influences. It's a one-of-a-kind, unique, and extraordinary dining experience just going to that restaurant. So they're going to be facing off against each other. And Zio Pepe's is also on fire as far as winning competitions. And so is Chef Ken and Dante's fire. In fact, because not only did Chef Devon qualify to be the finalist in Iron Chef, but then about 2 months later at the Pizza Throwdown, Zio Peppe won Best Pizza there with their birria pizza. At the same event, Chef Ken won Best Dessert. So you both took home trophies at the same event going in to this Iron Chef competition. I mean, both of you are riding hot streaks.
Yeah. On win streaks both, and so it'll be a great matchup.
Yeah, we're gonna
talk
talk
worthy contenders.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome. We're gonna go down the rabbit hole with Chef Devon on the podcast broadcast stream and talk more with him right after the latest from Stained. Here's Lois and me, but you could join us live on the podcast broadcast, youtube.com/beefvegan. Clear. All right. And then we'll pull up your Instagram in a little bit. But yeah, I found that amazing too, just kind of way that it all works out, that you guys both took home the trophy at the throwdown, and then you're both facing against each other with the crew. How many people in your crew, and is it all people that you work with in the kitchen every day, or are you calling in some friends kind of as backup? Because I know you have a lot of like chef friends in this biz.
I do, but these are two guys who are in my kitchen on the daily. My sous chef Dan Hetty, who's spectacular, phenomenal talent. Moved out here from Westchester, New York, a couple of years ago, and he's just a dynamo and can do a little everything. And then my second is Brian Hagan, who was a sous chef for me at Downtown Kitchen Cocktail several years ago.
Nice.
And then was a sous chef for Travis Peters at the Parish for several years, and so doing amazing, just fantastic bleeding edge food for tons of people. I mean, it can be a Tuesday night and they'll be on a 2-hour wait.
Wow.
So I've got some real ringers in there, folks with skills, folks with speed, folks with a great brain for the game. So
you think, I mean, as far as getting it done within the hour, that shouldn't be too much of a challenge with the crew that you have going on, if all things go right. I mean, you never know what could.
Yeah, well, you get any number of situations thrown at you, and you have to change course and adapt. But I feel supreme confidence in my team being able to handle that. They make me look good every day at the restaurant. So
nice.
Proud of my team.
And Joe on the stream's talking about or asking about the birria pizza. Yes, they have birria pizza. It's been on the menu at Zio Peppe from like day one, I would assume, right? Or one of the signature items.
Not the very first day, but yeah, pretty soon. We were about 2 months in when we launched that.
Yeah.
There's something that we knew we wanted to do, and it took us a little it after opening to get it exactly where we wanted it.
Yeah. Now, for one, well, two things. One, that pizza was amazing. Two, I felt like you were cheating in the competition because you took also some of the best beer in town with El Rustico, threw it on pizza. But with the pizza, the cheese consistency, the dough, the way that it was created, the sauce, all amazing. So I understood why it won without a shadow of a doubt.
Well,
and
we also had another pizza in competition there that also pushed us over the edge. My pizza cook, head pizzaiola in charge, Steph Molina, came up with the whole barnyard that had house-made chicharrones on it, mesquite smoked bacon, this little chicken thing on there, and so she brought her A game and we crushed it.
Yes,
If you didn't, you missed out.
Yeah, Chef Steph
honey on there.
Yeah, shout out to Chef Steph. She was fantastic. Yes, and a true talent too, and that's great too because then she is your head pizza chef. So as a head pizza chef at Zio Peppe, obviously you have your vision and everything that you're creating on the menu, right? When it comes to the pasta dishes, the appetizers, entrees, do you give her kind of like creative freedom to come up with recipes for the pizzas as well?
So yeah, we'll let her loose to okay, work on this pizza, and then I'll give notes back, and okay, I think your flavor profiles are strong on this, but we need more texture in this element, and we'll tweak it. And so that barnyard pizza, we ran through a good 7-8 iterations of that before it was fully dialed in. We're like, oh, that's the one.
Yeah, and
that's the contender right there.
Right, and so the barnyard pizza was talking about pizza that was submitted in the Pizza Throwdown, which Zio Peppe won as well for the Birria pizza and the barnyard pizza. Do you have the barnyard pizza on the menu at Zio Peppe?
It's not on the regular menu. We've run it as a special, and could bring it back with popular acclaim. There's demand for it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, again, so what I love about it, and we talked about it with Devon before with Chef, is that he's taking traditional dishes and he's modernizing it based off the surrounding areas. He's creating like art. It's delicious art that's been fantastic, and now people in the area and fans of Zio Peppe, they know and they're privy to it, and I'm sure you're getting new customers every day. You guys stay pretty busy too, right?
Yeah, we do stay busy, which is a good thing in summer. Tucson's hard market in summer, but we get people, and we appreciate everybody that makes the trek out. And people that are sometimes the never south of sunrise crowd who will make the schlep out to see us.
Yes,
traveling in from the west side, and we appreciate and love you all. And yeah, coming down, see what the hype's about.
Yeah, and what's the best way to go and dine at Zio Peppe? Is it best to try to do reservations ahead of time, and you kind of like book out?
Yeah, so particularly if you're coming in on the weekends,
like
or
Friday,
prime
Saturday
time, if you're trying to get 6 to 7:30 or so, call ahead and let us know you want to come in. We'll take good care of you.
Nice. Yeah. So, of course, we got Chef Devon in, who's going to be a finalist for the Iron Chef competition July 22nd at Casino del Sol, going up against Chef Ken. And, of course, you guys have been colleagues for years, friends. But now you're going to be heated rivals going into this with your whole thing. So what is some of the mental preparation that you do personally? Because I know you've done several different competitions before, but this one we're going to assume is the biggest, the most revered here in town. So what's some of the things you're going to do to prepare yourself for this?
Yeah, so it's just a lot of training. We're actually, when we wrap here, I'm going to head over to our practice kitchen, and we've got multiple game plans to adjust and be able to make game time switches. And okay, well, we wound up with this center plate ingredient, and so that means we're going to do these 4 dishes as opposed to those other 4. So you build your template and leave yourself enough blank canvas to fill in the gaps with whatever surprises come your way, and and run through scenarios of equipment failure. And okay, well, if I can't get this pot of water boiling in time, then what do we do?
Oh, that was
how you're not dead in the water.
Yeah. That was an issue for Chef Ken last year. Right. So I don't know if he told you that, but I'll help keep it even playing field here. It took a while for those burners to start boiling the water, and definitely almost made it problematic where he did not get the plates out in time. And he did beat it by like 55 seconds or something silly like that, like just in the nick of time. So, yeah, I mean, you're going in there. It's not like they're asking you to make the best dishes in an hour in your kitchen, which you're familiar with. You know, everything works. It's a mobile kitchen set up on a stage with a bunch of lights. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and fortunately, we've got some experience in cooking in improvised kitchens too, from doing, off-premise events, and did 3 stints as a chef turn-on at the Cannes Film Festival, cooking in a tent on the beach. And working on panini press, a hot plate, and dorm refrigerators. And so have had experience, a little experience in doing that sort of scenario.
Yeah.
But then that's not in front of the eyes of 600 people and
Right.
with somebody with a microphone in the face and asking, tell me what you're doing in this pan, chef.
Yeah.
There's new wrinkles.
You know, it's great too, because you got the presentation of a rock star chef, Devon, and I think you know that the mustache is that's money, you know. So seeing you cook is a show in itself, and also then you got the stage presence just based off the white coat and with the white beard and the curly mustache, looking like an ancient sailor, you know. So it's fantastic. In fact, actually, I want to show some pictures of your Instagram page, all the delicious food that you're offering at Zio Peppe here on the podcast broadcast, youtube.com/beefvegan. Don't forget, Chef Devon is facing off against Chef Ken July 22nd at Casino del Sol. We also have the culinary experience that's going to be happening before that. Both of those events tickets are available at kfma.com. Get those tickets now before they sell out. All right, clear. All right, so let me pull this up because I've been drooling over these Brussels sprouts that you have. I'm on your Instagram page.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. So your Brussels sprouts are different because what do you do?
So we just ran that as a special this past weekend. And so it's got some a caramelized onion soubise. Soubise is a cooked down onion and cream-based sauce. We caramelize them, bring out a little extra sweetness. We made a fish sauce vinaigrette, so some Vietnamese nam pla and Thai bird chilies and lime juice, and it just really punches up the flavors. You got a lot of that banging umami from all that glutamic acid in the fish sauce. You got the citrus to just accentuate, bring other flavors forward. Nice, you know, you got salty, crispy, sweet, sour. It's got all these interactions of flavor, so take the humble Brussels sprout and make it just electrifying on the palate.
Oh, yeah. It's amazing.
Makeover.
And Rick on the stream saying he hates Brussels sprouts, but you're thinking old school Brussels sprouts, man. You're not thinking the genetically engineered Brussels sprouts that we've been enjoying the last 20 years because they took the stank out. And now there's all these different ways to make them
They're
good.
back, baby.
And this looks fantastic. That sauce base looks fantastic. So, yeah, I can see that. I went over like gangbusters. This is the Peppa Pig pizza. With some arugula on it, and you also have
another Chef Steph original creation there. Yeah,
nice
pepperoni and a sauce that incorporated peppadew peppers, hence the Peppa Pig there.
It is really good pizza, and for the dough, and it's like the crust is crispy, but it's also kind of like airy, like fluffy pizza. It's just a really good consistent pie. Yeah, this is Chef Devon when he was in the Navy.
Yes. Captain Stupping there. Love on the Lido deck.
Yeah.
Amazing.
All right. Let's see. You got a little video that you're showing here of just all the different delicacies you got going on. What are going to be the specials this weekend? Do you know?
This weekend, well, we got to put in the hopper. That's one of the things that we'll be working on today in the practice kitchen while we're doing our experimenting for our training for Iron Chef Tucson competition. We'll sort out exactly what we're going to put on the menu for.
So I didn't want to ask this on the air, but so you have like a menu kind of in place based off of if you get a center plate item, any kind of protein and stuff. You could basically, if it's a pork chop or if it's a salmon or if it's chicken, then you essentially have those recipes that you could just tweak, but it's like the same menu. Just enter protein, right?
Right. And so you come up with multiple menus for that because okay, if we do say a risotto is one of our base templates and we get a center of plate that's a protein, great and easy enough to just throw it onto a risotto or incorporate it in. If you get then say pineapple and you've been planning on doing a like creamy mushroom risotto, you might have to take a left turn there and okay, well, rather than that, we're going to go with these flavors that'll play better, and we can do pineapple and that'll pair with blue cheese and this sort of. So you have your multiple choose your own adventure pathways there.
You're just hammering in the variations for any given circumstance.
So you come in with like 3-4 different game plans of 4 menu items each and make your real-time decision. Unfortunately, the day before, at least we get here's your short list, and you go, okay, so we'll nail down this, and this, but we know our timing is right on being able to execute these 4 things within the
It's intense.
Yeah, and that's based off the pantry too, because they also have to go in and see everything that they have in the pantry to work with. So it's not like they could just have this like unlimited Costco grocery store list of ingredients. It's like, here's all the ingredients, and then we're gonna let you know what that final ingredients is, and then you come up with the menu based off of that. I guess it'd be difficult to answer what would be the worst case scenario ingredient, because I guess you wouldn't even know until you're in that situation where like, oh shit.
Well, I was talking with Frank just a little bit ago, and like, the dreaded ingredient. So if they give me fugu fish, the blowfish, that but then
you have to
kill somebody.
you have to cut that in a certain
make
way.
this non-lethal.
Yeah.
There's some ingredients out there though that, like, if you've never worked with before and you don't know how to work with, say, a banana blossom, and there's only one part in this huge blossom that's like marginally edible and requires a ton of preparation to get there, so it doesn't just taste like pouring baking soda on your tongue.
I would hope they wouldn't do that. That
would be horrible.
Yeah.
It's like, y'all
would not be fun.
Judges want to eat some horrible food,
right?
Yeah.
I mean, I understand wanting to make the final challenging, right? And that'd be impressive. But at the same time, like, and I don't know if you had any plans to do this, but I know like Chef Ken did this last year. He had the menu as a special dinner event after he won, and sold tickets to that so that everybody could come and have those entire entrees, appetizers, and dessert, all based off of what he prepared at Iron Chef. And I don't know, again, if you're doing the same thing, but you're going to want something that you could actually turn into something very great. And hell, you never even know, you might even end up deciding on making something that ends up making your menu permanently if it's that good, right?
Yeah, if we come out with something that we're super proud of and get a good response from it, yeah, absolutely.
And you're still gonna go with the Zio Peppe kind of spin on things, like, because your influences, obviously, again, it's Italian Sonoran, so and all your dishes really reflect on that. Are you going to continue to bring your style of culinary arts to the competition, or are you going to play it safe and just try to present the best plate traditionally?
So we'll go with where the ingredients lead us. And fortunately, before Zio Peppe, had a great experience working with one of the OGs of Southwestern cuisine, but who also had a loyal following for 30 years to be able to trust the public trusts us with their palates to do international cuisine, from Lebanese to Sichuanese to Argentinian, Brazilian. So, got a number of things in the tool bag, and wherever the ingredients lead us, that's where we'll go.
Well, that's nice. Yeah, at least you're not kind of like pigeonholed down to like exactly. I mean, that's the only sane way to approach it, I guess, right? Yeah, because
you
then
got to be flexible. Got to be able to adapt.
Yeah, so you're not setting yourself up for heartbreak or disappointment,
right?
Yeah, or added stress. Because do you feel stress going into stuff like this, or are you just excited because you know it's going to be fun?
All the above. I mean, there's if you don't feel a little bit of anxiety over it, then you're not taking it seriously. And it's something that, while it's a friendly rivalry and, it's not lives on the line here, you definitely want to give the best showing that you can, showcase what you can do and what your team does. You're in front of 600 potential new guests and peers and colleagues out there, and you want to put on the best show that you can.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I was concerned that you might be a little stressed. Last time you were in here, you had black hair, black beard, and everything.
He's doing the Obama phase.
That's long gone.
He's like, are you sure you're not stressed? You went all gray all of a sudden.
It's been a couple of years in this industry. That's all it took.
When did you start going gray? Early, right?
I'm actually only 28.
Yeah. So, did you were you one of those? Hold on, I got to do a single song takeover real quick. Rock 102.1 KFMA. We're going to play a song real quick going out to Jerry. It's our single song takeover. And that's where we get an opportunity to play one song, whatever song of our choosing, off the playlist. And today it was requested by Jerry, and he wanted to hear some Clutch. All right, so we're gonna rock with some Cypress Grove for your single song takeover. It's Rock 102.1 KFMA. You can join us live on the podcast broadcast, youtube.com/beefvegan. Did you because I have friends who have black hair, and then they started going popping grays when they're 20s.
Oh, yeah, right. That's for me.
Yeah. It's something about having black hair,
like the reverse Benjamin Button, where I was aging like 6 feet tall and over 200 pounds as a 13-year-old, and started growing out the goatee freshman year, and started going gray in my early 20s. Even got the first ones, and it's crept up about 3% a year.
Yeah, and that's because you have black hair. Is it right?
So I had lighter hair,
okay,
and it's sort of a light brown, and then just his grade out.
Like Steve Martin. Yeah. That's I mean,
permanent platinum.
Yeah, it's cool, and it works for you. You know, I'm sure it hasn't hurt you.
Yeah, look.
Yeah. You're distinguished. Yes.
The silverback gorilla.
Yeah.
Hope that's the nickname going on
back,
stage.
your back hair is great too, huh? That's crazy. Yeah.
I'll show you after the show.
Yeah. That usually goes great first.
Just never wax it because it's like a 2nd degree sunburn over your entire back.
Oh my God. Yeah. Oof. Oh, I know. That's awesome, dude. Well, yeah, it's coming up here soon, and it sounds like you're ready. And I know that we are. It sucks that we can't be judges. But
we'll be judging.
You will be judging. Yes,
definitely. Just look at me and be judging. Like,
we'll be drinking. We'll be cheering you on in the crowd. And I hope that when it's all said and done, whatever the results may be, that you come up with the menu, or at least have that menu publicly for a night to share with your diners and your fans, so they can see what you came up with. Because I know it's going to be spectacular.
Oh, for sure.
It's going to be one of those cool events. And this was just a heavyweight matchup that we were excited about from the very beginning. We're like, oh, what if? And then going in to meet the chefs, we saw the writing on the wall. I'm like, yeah, this is going to be good. Ooh. So I'm excited about it. I know Ken's excited about it too. And I feel like you guys are both going to be push each other to bring the best out of both of you. Right?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Fantastic.
And then you're friends with them. So are you going to smack talk a little bit during and then maybe even after? A little humble brag? You're going to try to borrow his belt? Be like, hey, that's my belt now.
Little psyops going on. Yeah. We got the same business partner in that Matt Cable's my partner at Zio Peppe, and is also a minority partner at Dante's Fire. So there's already espionage going on,
Right. Yeah. And so Matt's the big winner in this, right? He's feeling great. He's like, yeah, our sales.
He wins.
Yeah. Sales are increasing across the board. Yeah. Fight it out. That's fantastic, dude. Yeah. And you've been in business with Matt for how long?
So we in business together just since 2021. Had the brilliant idea of opening up just in the pandemic still. We've been buddies for right after Tucson got the UNESCO designation as a city of gastronomy.
Yeah.
The first reception that we held was at the Carriage House, where I was the chef at the time, and he was there, and so we got to talking about Tucson food scene, and then ended up co-founding this gastronomic union of Tucson Chefs Collective, and I got daughters of similar age that we'd take out on the weekly on our nights off for toddler rodeo, and they're growing now. But so we've been friends for it's going on 8 years now, and but then partners for the last 3. So.
Wow, that's awesome, dude. Well, good luck again. I'm gonna let you get ready to go meet up with your crew and do everything that you got to do, because you got a lot of work. It's like it's not even the calm before the storm; it's the storm before the storm, and then the calm comes after, right? Yeah. So you're already in high gear. So it's only a few weeks away. And I'm excited for it. I mean, and best of luck to you.
Thank you.
We were probably sitting with I don't want to say, I feel conflicted. I like these guys both so much.
They're both very, very good.
Yes. So best of luck, and may the best man win. All right. That's the best I could say. And I just want to try all of it. So whoever's a judge, watch out, because I'm probably going to push you out of your chair. Just
put on their clothes.
I don't even want to judge. I just want to taste everything. Yeah. So I'm sure it's good. Yeah, if you could make any extras on the side, doggy bag,
throw one out to us in the crowd.
Sure. I appreciate it. Yeah. I'll need something to absorb the alcohol I'll be drinking.
Right, a little beer sponge. It's okay.
Yeah. For you. Awesome. All right, we're gonna have to reset on this podcast side. So earlier this morning we did our morning moron, and in case you missed it, went a little something like this. Check it out. One KFA. It's now 6:15 and time for Morning Moron. Let's do this. Ooh, today's Morning Moron is not a criminal whatsoever. In fact, it's a person that probably lost his job. Now, you've seen, what is that movie with Matt Damon, Ben Affleck, where Matt Damon's the janitor, right? And he's a super genius. It's Good Will Hunting. Yeah.
Team America.
Yeah. So, here's something that's kind of like a shocker to most people. Not every janitor is a secret genius who's just kind of getting by while solving equations when nobody's around. All right, so I'll give you an example. There's a lab in upstate New York called the Polytechnic Institute, and they are now currently suing a cleaning company because 3 years ago, a janitor who was there working ruin decades worth of research while cleaning. Yeah. So this is just like a super fail, right? And this janitor must feel bad, but also like an idiot. See, the lab had a super cold freezer holding cell culture samples and other research elements, right?
Mhm.
And, while the janitor was there, the freezer kept making a beeping sound. And the janitor's like, I can't work with this beeping sound going on.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
And, there were signs explaining that this is normal and how it could be muted. So, like, all over the room, it's saying, hey, if the freezer's beeping, don't worry. It beeps.
It does that.
Yes, it does that. And you could make it not beep simply by doing this, or this. What was not on that list is unplug the freezer altogether.
Oh, my God.
But the janitor found the beeping to be too damn annoying, and he unplugged the freezer. Now, that caused the temperature to slowly rise from minus 112 degrees to Fahrenheit, 112 degrees Fahrenheit to minus 25 degrees, enough to wipe out 25 years of research.
Wow.
Yes, you're talking about a
Big yikes.
Yeah, a huge fail. In the lawsuit, the lab says it caused more than $1 million in damages. The cleaning company hasn't commented yet, but obviously was like, Ralph, you effed up so hard, dude. I don't know if we're ever going to be able to financially recover from it.
Can we not just be grateful he wasn't working at a hospital?
Yeah.
The life support beep.
Beep, beep. That's annoying.
That's annoying.
Beep, that's even more annoying. What is gargling? Look at that person gargling. Give me the pillow.
Stop it.
That's annoying. All right, we're back here live. Todd Marley, how are you, my friend? And where are you, Rico? Did I take you out of the stream?
No, I took myself out.
Why did you take yourself out?
Because I was going to be off the air. I didn't want an awkward empty chair thing going on.
No, I can put you backstage though. See, now you
I didn't know how to do that.
The technologies.
Yeah,
I
also you got all the video game terms wrong. I don't know
how long have you been working here?
15 years.
Yeah. Feels like it, right?
Yeah.
Come on, you know how I do things yet?
That's why I was scared.
My God. Anyways, Todd, welcome back to the stream. The reason why I pulled you up is because we did that gaming story, which you got super mad that I even mentioned it without you.
I don't know. I didn't. I know super mad isn't the right. It was just you were very clearly reading something off of a page that you did not understand.
Look, man, I did an emo rap song this morning. I'm feeling like stressed. I'm going to be real with you guys as always, like it's that time of year, I guess, summer sadness, but I'm just stressed, financially stressed. I got this stupid fucking vacation coming
Dunkin'
up and
Donuts
I'm like,
girl.
Yeah, the Dunkin' Donuts girl dogging me.
Dogging them.
All
the stress.
So I'm trying to stay ahead in the game. I'm just like, we got so much stuff coming up. But it's after vacation. So, I'm just kind of planning for after vacation. But in the meantime, I'm sitting here like, well, what do I do now? And I kind of feel like, when you're so broke, you kind of feel like you're caged or you can't do anything, Like I have money. I just don't want to spend it at all because I'm afraid to. That's not a good feeling. And it definitely weighs in on like your clarity and your thought process going into doing dick jokes. It definitely affects the dick joke.
There's a lack of dick jokes today. I
did have
noticeable.
I did have a couple good jokes, and I will share a couple. And and I did get compliments from Anthony for my Aloe Black I Need a Dollar rap, even though I butchered that. I felt like, but thank you, Anthony. I do appreciate it. Let's get on the air, and you can help me with these words. All right, so Rock 102.1 KFMA. Earlier this morning, I did this piece about Microsoft and the Federal Trade Commission because this is actually big business news, right? But my gamer friend, Todd Marley, was listening at the time and super mad that I was reading everything incorrectly. So I do want to go over the bullet points with you real quick and help me pronounce it correctly just so the gamers know what's going on.
Let me give you a too long didn't read on this whole situation. Microsoft is trying to acquire Activision Blizzard, which is a absolutely massive gaming company, the likes of World of Warcraft, Diablo, Call of Duty. These guys, this is the big hitter. And Microsoft's trying to buy them, and they have the cash to do so. Sony has a problem with this, Sony being the owners of the PlayStation brand. They are afraid that Microsoft is going to buy this company, take all of Activision Blizzard's toys, and go over into their room and hoard them there forever.
Yes.
That's Sony's argument, is that they are scared Microsoft is going to wall off their garden and not let PlayStation users enjoy these games, which, just off the bat, makes no sense for Microsoft Activision as a company itself. They've always been selling to PlayStation. They've always sold to everybody. It makes perfect sense that they continue to do so. Microsoft doesn't want to wall that off because that's money for them.
I don't know, though.
That's all Sony's argument is that exclusives. There's going to be exclusives, but Sony is kind of the king of exclusives.
I was going to say that's where a lot of their stock comes from.
Yeah, that's why.
Yeah, exactly. They run a lot of exclusives, so it's a bit of a pot calling the kettle black situation as well. And the FTC has identified that and kind of called them out. So I am gonna say, if you're gonna bet on this, bet on the deal going through.
Okay. Well, I mean, it does say in these talking points here that, Xbox does kind of have a game plan, or there were internal discussions within Microsoft to spend Sony out of existence. So it would be wise for them not to have these brands like Call of Duty be multi-platformed and only be Xbox exclusive to deal a major blow, even though, yes, in the short term, they're not going to make the money. But then if they spend them out of business, and Sony is no more, then they 100% own the market and they'll take all the money. Right?
That's kind of true. They won't 100% own the market because Nintendo still exists just as a baseline.
Okay.
But also, that still doesn't change that's Sony does. If Sony could turn around and go, well, we want to buy the Xbox out, they've had those conversations. There's also emails on Sony's side where they have been accused of paying companies not to put games on Xbox's Game Pass.
Yeah, so like all the Spider-Man games. There's a lot of games.
I know how Xbox can end this case immediately.
How?
They could have been like, if it was our controller on the sub, everything would have been fine.
Oh no, too soon. That's already too soon. Look at you giggling. You're devil man. All right, we're gonna keep the conversation moving on the podcast broadcast, youtube.com/pvegan. And we got more coming up next. Stick around. All right. So
it was Sony's whining. At the end of the day, Sony is whining about things they do themselves. They're scared about getting companies and having exclusives on the Microsoft platform. And guess what? Too bad. That's the business model that Sony built on.
All right. Fair enough.
It's hard to feel bad for Sony a little bit, but
No, I want to play Horizon Zero.
I want to play more Uncharted, but that's done with.
Yeah.
So.
Speaking of dick jokes, though, I did have one dick joke this morning that I was super proud of. Kinda. It's not necessarily a dick joke, but I do want to play it for you, and you let me know what you think here. So even though, like, mentally, as I'm saying I'm out of it, I just feel like I know I could do better. If it's not noticeable, that's great. If it is noticeable, I apologize. But
be by this game today.
Well, I'm still trying to put in A+ effort, so I'm never trying to half-ass it. And I still spend plenty of time, writing and doing everything yesterday. But, whatever. It just, I'm an emotional bitch. And times be stressing right now. My daughter needs to eat. And I'm like, girl, didn't you eat yesterday? What the fuck?
You're vegan. Go cut the grass. You're fine.
I was going to say the vegan makes it harder, too.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Well, Trader Joe's is actually surprisingly cheap. But I live close to Sprouts. And, just like I'm eating myself into the grave. All right, here we go. Here was my my one joke I was proud of today, though. It made Rico snicker. All right.
Yo, Beef.
What's up?
Did you see that Bud Light is offering a $15 rebate for the 4th of July?
$15?
Yeah.
You'd be gay not to take that deal.
All right.
It's not
all
really,
right. Sure. Little dangerous wading out into the culture war, but sure, why not?
Yeah, exactly.
No risk, no reward.
That's right. I am dangerous. That's one of the benefits you get to listen to when you listen to the show is you don't know what kind of fire I'm going to play with today.
Don't make submarine jokes, make gay jokes.
Yeah. Speaking of which, what's so funny is we were going to ask the audience to give us suggestions for the Rap GPT song today. And I got two separate texts. I got one from Manny and I got one from Anthony, two opposite ends of the spectrum. Manny's like, rap about this fucking thing. And it's like, obviously, no, I'm not going to do that. But he's like, ChatGPT, Joe Biden protecting Hunter Biden from felony gun charges. That's what Manny suggested, right?
I'm down with that.
Yes, of course you are.
Yeah.
And then Anthony on the other side, he texted me almost immediately after, and he was like, he goes, can you guys do Trump's dumbass and taking classified docs, right? So it's like
should have mixed them together, honestly.
Yeah,
united the country.
And you know what? And I love it that we're opposite ends of the spectrum on this. Still all homies, and that's the fucking point, right? But it was so funny that back to back, those are the two examples, and sides. You couldn't get more opposite. Yeah,
nerd alert.
And unfortunately, for both of those situations, though, couldn't do it because Rap GPT goes to 2019, and that's it. So they don't have any like current events
yet. You
had
to go to Bard, and that's off brand.
Right. Yeah. So that was my back-to-back text on that. And that was too funny. So I got a kick out of it. We ended up doing Iron Chef, and I ended up doing I Need a Dollar from Aloe Black, but you know, it was
a diddly.
I love that beat. But see, the thing is, I did that song. But that's not a song for reposting because I don't think that's copyright free. So I think it would get flagged. Yeah. I mean, I love that beat though.
Unless you want Todd to revoice it with that chorus.
Yeah. Can you
do that? You do your best.
Yeah, I'll play a little bit of that and see what we can get away with. Let me scrub ahead. There are parts of reading though that was difficult. Go figure.
Dollar, that's what I need. And if I share with you my story, would you share your dollar with me?
Look, there's no sandy beaches, just concrete beneath my feet. Every dollar earned feels so bittersweet. Building my empire one step at a time as the waves crash. I'm crafting my rhyme, underestimated and judged by my appearance. Focus motivated, fueled by sure perseverance. Don't let my assumptions hold me back. Rising above, pain success on this track. Through the hard work and determination. All right, I don't want to get flagged, but that was.
Yeah, that's the thing I hate about the rap GPTs is it always forces that triplets, the da da da. When you have to force a line real fast.
Yeah, well, that's not on all songs, obviously, right? And the ones that fit good, and this is why we're only going to release an EP because as we burn through all these, right, and record like 40, we'll have 6. The beat is fire for sure. But. You know, some songs just end up.
That also didn't sound like a free beat.
No.
Sound like a free beat.
Yeah, that was Aloe Black's I Need a Dollar. And it was also used, I think, in The Wire or some HBO show as a theme song. So, yeah, it's a fantastic song. Like there are some songs where it just kind of fits. We're like a duck to water, right? And in some of them we kind of force it, but then we know and we do it live on the air. But the ones that are, natural fit, those are the ones that are going to make the EP. And we're going to have more misses than hits, but as long as we're cranking out,
right?
Yeah. Right. As long as we're cranking out, like, one a week, numbers are on our side. And I went through the catalog, some of the songs just the other day when the potential of opening up for a band doing Rap GPT, was brought to my attention. I started trying to kind of game plan what songs we would include. And I think we have 5 or 6 that would be fun to perform live and actually do pretty good. Like the Animals on Drugs is such a silly song that would be fun to do live.
We're sponsored by the zoo.
Yeah, I guess.
Have them bring some animals out.
Because that's a celebratory song, which is crazy. Let's see. Obviously, Hawk Blockers.
Hot Blocker, Naked Pizza.
My aunt, by the way, she said she has like 5 hawks above her house near the U of A.
Yeah.
And I was like, we should get you a hawk blocker.
It's funny. I saw Jules on Jesse's post. Jesse posted that she listens to radio again because of me. And thank you, Jesse. I appreciate that. And Jules was like, speaking of which, I saw a guy get attacked by a hawk in Marana.
No way.
Yeah. And I'm like, yeah.
Oh, no.
See? Yeah. So it's a thing.
You guys
we got to market. We got to market. That's important.
We're saving Tucson.
Yeah, Jackie the Bus Driver, I thought was a good enough song to potentially make it. I forgot about Catfished. Catfished was a decent song too. You remember Catfished?
That was way back.
Here.
We're gonna have to do a listening party.
Oh yeah.
I don't hear it out here, by the way.
Oh yeah, we also discovered this morning while going through instrumentals that he's saying "fucking" in the background there. So
Fucking
we did
emotions.
play this on the air. You could barely tell that he's saying "fucking,"
ducking.
but he's saying "fucking."
I think Microsoft might buy us out after this.
Yeah. So okay. So "Catfish" was one of the songs. "Sexy Grilled Cheese." If we get Weirdo to figure out the flow a little better, I would do that one as well. Because that was too high to order DoorDash. And this is a groove as well.
It's not playing on the podcast broadcast.
Oh shit. Okay. Well then, sorry about that. I'm just grooving out, and you can't hear anything.
I was just staring at you, nodding to nothing.
Yeah. All right, that's fair.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, that's good to know.
Earlier with these chefs, I was thinking to myself, how he was talking about the challenges. They're mixing things up to keep it interesting for the variations. I was about to be like, hey, do you want me and Beef to like kind of pop in and surprise you with like, maybe some bees or like attack ninjas? You never know what might happen.
You never know.
Just keep them on their toes.
Yeah. I'm excited about this.
Things.
Here, we're going to wrap things up right now with a longer outro segment. Rock 1 2.1 KFMA. Welcome back to Beef Vegan Presents. We're running out of time on the show, which is unfortunate, as always. So we'd love the show to go forever, but, we do have to take time off from time to time as well. Speaking of which, we won't be doing shows on Monday or Tuesday, but we do have a super show lined up for you tomorrow. Weird will be in studio. Herb Stratford will be in studio. It's Friday. We'll continue to give away tickets for the culinary experience that's happening before Iron Chef. And also shout out to Chef Devon from Zio Peppe, from who's going to be a finalist in Iron Chef, for coming in today and hanging out with us. Always a pleasure. Dude is a rock star. His food is amazing. And him and Chef Ken going head to head is literally a heavyweight battle. And every single chef that I know in town respects this matchup. And they're like, oh, yeah, those guys are good. Right. So that's something to look forward to. KFMA.com for ticket information and to get those tickets before they sell out. And while you're there, you could utilize that opportunity to be a second chance qualifier for the Summer of Fun promotion that we're giving away, that trip for Maui plus $1,500 cash. Well, you could listen to Robin Nash when they play Metallica today and enter Sandman to be caller number 10, or go to KFMA.com and enter as a qualifier for your second chance qualifier. All right, with all the housework out of the way, let me get into your beef tip. This is advice from a 102-year-old, okay? How to live every decade of your life. Right? So this is pretty wise. This doctor in Arizona, actually, named Gladys McGarry, is 102 years old and still hasn't retired. She's beaten cancer. She's gone through a divorce and seen a lot of friends and family pass away, but she greets each day with optimism. And she gave a rundown in a book that she called The Well-Lived Life and offered up top advice for every decade. Okay, so if you're in your 20s, she says use them to grow up a little bit, but also find what you're passionate about. Use your 20s as a time when you start to get serious and put your energy into where you want to go. It's about finding your juice. And your juice means discovering your purpose in life. That's when I started getting in radio, my late 20s. Like very late, but still. All right. Now your 30s, okay? Your 30s, don't get stuck in your ways. People tend to settle into their habits by their 30s, and you might feel like you still don't have things figured out yet. Either way, don't feel like you can't make a change. There's still so much to do and so much to reach for, right? So life doesn't truly begin until your 40s. And now I'm like, I'm in my 40s. Right? So your 40s and 50s. So she puts these both together. She says you can figure out how to take control of your life in your 40s and 50s, and that can be the best years of your life. So that's good to know. And don't worry about keeping pace with other people. Just lean on your experience and focus on what's important to you. It's also important to leave hurtful things in the past. All right, so keep that in mind.
You do you, boo.
You do you. Yeah, she could have summarized it like that, but she wanted to be all smart and doctory about it.
Doctor, right. We'll let her have extra words.
Yeah, in your 60s and 70s, realize how wise you are and use that experience to keep moving forward. 70 used to mean that you were old, but she says not anymore. I disagree, especially from the perspective of a 102-year-old, she says. So, yeah, I mean, she did have 32 years beyond 70, so I guess she's right there. A lot of people feel like they're going to live past 100 now, too, with
what's her advice
technology.
in the 80s?
I'm glad you asked. Your 80s and 90s, remember You can still change almost anything you want and find new things to explore. Realize your inner child is still there and keep living. That is, of course, if you could still remember your name. So that is the beef tip today. Those are the guidelines for how to live each decade of your life. The Well-Lived Life is named the book that she published, and 102 years old, Dr. McGarry, she knows what she's talking about.
All right.
And I thought that was excellent advice. I like to thank everyone for taking the time to listen. Don't forget to tell a friend about Beef Vegan Presents. We appreciate you. Robin Nash is up next. Enjoy the rest of your day. Drive safe, ride safe, and as always, rock local. Later.
When you
Listen, Tucson, real quick here on the reel. If you're gonna like set off fireworks early, my dogs hate. I just want you to know that my dogs personally dislike me. So please don't. It's a very friendly dog. They would like to.